between the community and crypto.
Oh, okay.
Or between crypto and the community.
Oh man, you just messed me up. I had it on there too. It's just Justice Camera. Happy Monday, fellow Bitcoiners. What's going on?
We are in here around 10ish.
We are in here around 10ish. You know how we do. Hey, welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 24. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And of course, we said we're here to bridge the gap from crypto to
the community.
You're going to say that.
Oh yeah, bridging the gap between crypto and the community. All right.
Tony, what's going on? What's going on,
what's
Decentralized? How are both of you doing?
What's going on?
Simitri, the altcoins are bleeding. Yes, it was a bloody Sunday, not a bloody Monday yesterday. What's going on, Thomas?
Yeah. Bitcoin went up, altcoins went plunge. Oof.
Tedward, what's up?
Tedward, what's going on, boss?
T. Martin, Laura Nadella, what's going on? Everybody, you know we are streaming live from ICO Live, from Facebook Live, from YouTube Live.
Yeah.
So as I'm not sure who just, I think Simitri just said, as some of you already saw, yesterday, late Sunday, early Monday, the altcoin market went straight down.
Yeah.
Went straight downhill.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Big Niche?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens, people. And honestly, the fact that altcoins have been pumping so hard for so long caught everybody off guard who's been into it. Because I remember when we first linked up, Bitcoin Zay was telling me from the beginning, you know, he was like, altcoins and Bitcoin at this point have an inverse correlation. He was like, Bitcoin go up, altcoins going down. Bitcoin goes down, altcoins are going up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it had been done traditionally. I witnessed it as well. And then all of a sudden, money started loading into the market and everything was going up. So what you're seeing now is actually normal, people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I would say
what's going on?
A lot of the alts are on sale, and I think some of the fear of missing out, or FOMO as they call it, some people push Bitcoin because a lot of people want to get Bitcoin in anticipation for the split and Bitcoin Gold coming, which is the 25th. So people are trying to get Bitcoin, get the free money because Bitcoin Cash was pretty successful. But as far as this happening, it's 20%, 30%. That's regular in altcoins. If you're losing and you just got into the market, don't panic. Like I know some people
sell.
Yeah, we have people who ask us, should I sell? And you like, so when'd you get into it? It's like a month ago. And I'm like, man, you shouldn't even look at it for at least another 6 months. Yeah, so yeah, definitely a fun day, of course, but it's really just cheap right now.
I was about to say, altcoins are a fire sale right now. Like I said, some of the altcoins we hold, we don't even look at anymore. We might switch them up occasionally. Exactly. T. Martin on Facebook says, only lost when you sell, people. And I mean, that's spot on. It's only lost when you sell. We're still good to go.
Find good entry points.
Yeah, find a good entry point. Some are still being pumped. Trust me. If the couple that are doing well, it's a reason why. You say you've been better off. You know, people say that I've been better off just keeping Bitcoin instead of investing alts. But the thing is, if Bitcoin drops like it did a couple weeks ago, you'd be freaking out even more because your whole portfolio is in it.
Yeah, and also too, remember like kind of January, February-ish, we were saying kind of the same thing. We were like, man, we just kept in Bitcoin, probably would have made more. But I was like, watch, when alts explode, they explode.
And
and then April, May, they went on that huge run, but they have to correct. And on top of that, they have to have new money pushed into it, because if not, you'll get that inverse correlation and it won't really matter. But if a bunch of new money's coming in, which is starting to look like it is, we just passed 150 billion market cap, then you start seeing people investing in alts and Bitcoin, and then everybody wins.
It goes right back up, which we'll have another month and a half.
Yeah.
And then last thing on that too, when it comes to the Bitcoin Gold thing, another reason why the altcoins are dropping is because I guess the Bitcoin Gold announcement kind of became official this weekend, and people started pushing it all their Twitter followers and all the Telegram people and Slack channels.
Yeah.
So what it is brand new people who are in this space who are hearing, oh, you get 1-for-1 Bitcoin Gold. They might have missed the one August 1st, whatever. So they're instantly selling all their altcoins and buying Bitcoin.
Forget it.
And the reality is, we have what? We have another like 20, or not 20.
18 days.
Yeah, another 18 days. My math is all the way off. I think your math's all too. It's less than that. We have like another 15 days.
What's today's date?
Our math. Today's the 9th. We have a couple weeks, people. All right, we have 2 weeks at least. So when that message came out, a lot of people were just starting to sell alts to get in Bitcoin, thinking Bitcoin Gold is coming around the corner. It's like, you have 2 weeks, but the good thing is that now people are driving that Bitcoin price back up. So we are about to hit that 5K mark again.
Oh yeah, a lot of noobs in the market. It's all good for the people that are noobs who watch us, because like I said, we'll help you get to a better part. But for the ones that are just jumping into it blindly, which I know there are a lot, good luck. That's all I can tell you.
Big, I'm with you. It is a bad call to sell alts early.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so what we have going on in the news? Overstock ICO. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, well, we talked about Overstock having they accept Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum now, but they'll be using their own ICO, Mr. Pink, their own ICO platform to have an exchange for trading. They just announced it, and they said they're looking to raise easily between $200 and $500 million.
I saw that too. I'll let you finish.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they got some big money people that are like, oh yeah, I'm definitely giving you 50 million or whatever. So that's why they would talk like that. But it's going to be centralized. It's going to be regulated with U.S. SEC compliance. So it is safe for accredited investors or people who think, I don't want to get in ICOs because something might happen. So this is a quote-unquote safe ICO, sort of like Civic Key was safe because it's SEC compliant and the barrier to entry is pretty low. So it shouldn't cost that much to get into the ICO. We'll see. And they said it's coming by Thanksgiving. So look out for that.
So, you know what? Overstock has been one of the front runners as far as companies leading it. So it's definitely not going to knock them or whatever. But like you said, it is centralized. In this case, centralization isn't terrible, as Bitcoin's alluded to, because it does bring in the credit investors and all that. And looking at another centralized exchange that I use, Gemini, I tell you, haven't had any problems with them. Yeah. Knock on wood, it continues, God willingly, but Gemini has been great when it comes to basic buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum. Then you can buy it from there, you can trade it, whatever. But the wait times are a lot shorter. You don't get these 7 to 11 days. You still get like a 4 to 8 day wait as far as processing money over, but it is shorter. And their wire transfer process is amazing. If you send them a wire in the morning, they can have it in the account in Bitcoin by that night, and vice versa. If you're trying to pull money out, you send a wire back to yourself in the morning. By the end of the day, sometimes they can have it in not the very next day. So you're talking about moving a lot of money to and from exchanges in a 24-hour period. Is not many exchanges offer that. Gemini does a great job, so I'm hoping Overstock will come in.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna be centralized, at least have good service.
You gotta have good service. I mean, but I will still clown Overstock because they said easy 200 to 500 million. I mean, if it's easy, then pick a number. Let's say 300. 300. That's a huge. 300 million is a big deal, so let's stop acting like that's not a big deal.
Say a trillion.
I mean, say a couple billion, to a couple trillion.
You that bold?
So with the exception of that, good job Overstock. Look forward to seeing what's going to happen. Still not going to probably invest in it, but great job. I'll definitely use it. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with that coming, with the new ICO and with them accepting Bitcoin Cash, we also have the fight coming up in November. Well, not really a fight, but just marketplace ideas, we'll say, with BTC, Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin 2X New York agreement, which is it was kind of a Twitter fight this weekend, which is hilarious.
Oh, they went crazy on Twitter.
It was like a 200, 150 message thread, people going back and forth, users versus miners. I don't like you, F your mom, whatever they were saying back and forth. It's just a big fight between very smart people who just want to see their vision of wherever Bitcoin can go. It's actually good for the market, in my opinion, because all this does is create better innovation. Somebody's going to come up with a better way than somebody else. But at the same time, it is kind of petty. We got bankers already arguing, why if we get our stuff together, we could go shoot straight through. But that's just how it goes.
And we posted some screenshots of this. Was a couple of months ago when Roger Ver and Charlie Shrem was arguing about one was like talked about how one guy had to get sent to prison because people were getting sent to prison. People still getting sent to prison over this Bitcoin. So I want y'all to understand that. Yeah. Like in Venezuela right now, you can damn near get sentenced to death. For having Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin. So you don't understand. We're in a first world country where, or most of us are in first world countries where, okay, we're just talking about trading. We're trying to fight regulation. There's people in other countries who don't have a choice but to use Bitcoin who are dying over this. So it is like the real deal. So
it's Twitter funny,
but it's not funny, but it is funny because the Twitter thing. I mean, it is literally industry leaders on Twitter right now going back and forth at it.
Yeah, don't type at me, dog. Everybody that's watching, please don't type.
At
me.
You know how we do. Pull up, but anyway,
please don't type.
But no, it's funny. We mentioned it a few months back because there was another big Twitter fight. Before the August 1st fork happened, or if you call it, before Bitcoin Cash came out, there were huge fights going on. And just to put it in relation, you're already starting to see the Wall Street fights now, where it's CEOs of the biggest banks in the world going back and forth and subliminally dissing each other in comments.
They got to see each other at the country club.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
But now it's the same thing with Twitter in the industry. It's literally industry leaders. It's a lot of people I can call out. I'm not calling people, but if you follow some on Twitter, we're following a lot of people on our official Kirby Crypto Twitter. I know Bitcoin Zay follows a ton of people as well. So either one of those channels, just look at some of the people we follow and add them. I'm telling you, you will see the funniest memes in your life. You will see the funniest arguments between multi-millionaires and billionaires you have ever witnessed. And you gotta remember, all these people are rich. They don't care. They are unfiltered and they saying what comes to their mind. They don't care how PC it is or isn't. They're rich people. They have fiat money and they have Bitcoin, so they're letting it fly. I love it.
And the argument is funny because when they were talking about Bitcoin crash, so to say, which, let me mention that. If you saw the Bitcoin crash wick, I actually saw it in real time. That was, I wish I would have been filming that. That was one of the craziest. It was crazier than
straight down.
I mean, it went straight down, and it's one of those things where there are companies who still haven't issued Bitcoin Cash, Coinbase, and then there's companies that have just issued it. Like somebody just issued their Bitcoin Cash. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's the thing. Like most of these companies are issuing it back to you at a lower price. You don't know if they sold it and rebought at lower whatever.
Oh, we know they sold it and rebought.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, I'm not even questioning that.
Yeah, this is so obvious. So
I don't want to make extra money today.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully, like us, we sold it at 1100. We got out of there like in 4 hours. Like I was
we were in and out.
In and out, giving my stuff. Hey, leave me alone. So for some of you who are holding it for a little longer, I think it will go up at some point a little bit because the people who own it can't see it die. Roger Ver thinks he's Jesus Christ now, for real. He's trying to lead a cult of people towards Bitcoin Cash.
You didn't say a cult.
Whatever he's trying to do, I don't know. He's trying to start free society, which is cool. I mean, do your thing. Jim Jones is successful for a little while.
I'm done with this guy. You see what I deal with people?
But at the same time, it's great because community-wise, this is a marketplace of ideas. This is what a free market looks like.
This is a free market. So, can't be mad at that.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got to keep pushing because we are talking too much about stuff that matters, though. It's stuff that matters, though. Let's get to the topics. All right. R3 Fusion. Oh my goodness, people, you're gonna love this one. You know how we feel about centralization already, but we talked about R3 already. When who are the main banks involved? That was Barclays just got involved. Who else? All the big banks were in this R3. It was 7 big banks in the R3 consortium. I know JP Morgan was. But anyway, 7 additional major global banks have partnered with financial tech firms R3 and Finastra for the development of the blockchain technology-based marketplace for syndicated loans called Fusion LenderComm. So for those who are like everyone else in America, when big banks try to do their doublespeak and don't know what that means, it basically means that all the large banks, including now BNP Paribas, BNY Mellon, State Street, ING, which is huge, a lot of big banks and lending companies are now joining forces together with R3 to design a platform called LenderComm to start issuing global lending.
AKA new ways to take your money.
New ways to take your money. So they failed in the States with their lending practices. Now all these big banks are joining teams. Kind of like with Russia, the Russia admin to the Kremlin kind of came out to the US and was like, hey, we need to work together on this. The banks are starting to do it. They're working together with other banks and lending companies internationally, and they are making a centralized lending platform to lend to the entire world.
Yeah, not at all, Tony.
So you don't need to buy crypto anymore, people. You don't need to have a bank in your area. There's a new global bank coming officially that will lend you money, I'm sure, at a reasonable rate, and and no dirty business. Everything will be good to go.
Of course, everything's good to go. Yeah. We're gonna let humans keep running, our society, even though software has been proven to be more efficient. Because if you think about it, the way I always tell people is, whenever you see a street light, it's ran by an algorithm, electricity, and much of the same, is automated throughout, which is much like Bitcoin. Now imagine having to drive with only traffic directors all day. Everywhere, every light you got to is traffic directors. Stop, you go. That's what banks are right now. They're traffic directors. Really, they're just humans in the way. We have street lights. We have the ability to automate the
take off your safety belt and go home. School's over.
Exactly. So that's basically what they're doing. They're trying to cross people across the street and hold up innovation right here. Get out the way, man. We definitely have the infrastructure in place. just growing it, and these banks are trying to get in on it because they see the light.
So as they put it, the Fusion LenderComm platform is designed to improve the data sharing activities between agents and lenders, with the ultimate goal of bolstering efficiency and transparency in the syndicated loan market. The system will show real-time credit agreements, position information, accrual balances, and detailed transactional data directly to lenders from agent bank loan servicing platforms like Finantra's Fusion Banking Loan IQ. Again, a bunch of words that don't mean shit, people. All right, like the bottom line is that all the banks and loan institutions that are already huge, too big to fail, that we built out, all that good stuff, now they are partnering with people across the world, other banks that have just as much stake in their own economy that they're bending over, and they're saying, hey, what if we can put everyone's financial information on the blockchain and we tell them we loan to them? That is what's happening right now. So if you see FusionComm, stay away from it, or LenderComm, excuse me, LenderComm, stay away from it, or go ahead and get that loan, and when they switch that rate on you within 3 or 4 months, don't say we didn't tell you.
And when they track everything you do down to the minute, you know, that's on you. But I'm sure they'll have a nice little cute website and app
they're gonna
with
put all
UX, nice, beautiful design. They'll throw blockchain in there, and old people will be impressed, like, oh, this is the new stuff my kids were talking about. No, grandma, that's not it. But they'll try, because that's a lot of their customer base.
That is what they're going to do, seriously.
You know, that's exactly.
They're going to roll out a crazy market. Come on, we're talking about major banks of the world. They're going to roll out a crazy marketing plan. They're going to put all the top PR people. They're going to hire all the speakers. They're going to do all the good stuff to make it look good, and people will use it. It's unfortunate, but I'm telling you, people will use it. But fortunately, it won't be the people who actually own Bitcoin. So that's a good thing. It'll be people using it from the fiat side of the house. And apparently they, I was about to say something crazy. I'm not going to go too far.
We're going for it.
Apparently they like what happens to them. Let's just say that. They just,
that's how it goes.
They like getting their body ripped through a tornado.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so DOD. What's going on with the DOD? Department of Defense. They always do an outstanding job when it comes to money, so tell me about them.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're looking for budget deficiencies, look no further. The DOD, Department of Defense, and the Housing and Urban Development, HUD, if you've heard about them, they lost $21 trillion with a T, yes, with a fucking
$Trillion.
$21 trillion between 1998 and 2015. Story just broke today. They've been pursuing this investigation. The Government Accountability Organization, they've been pursuing it for 25 years.
Wait. Did you just say the DOD from 1998 to 2015 lost over $21 trillion?
$21 trillion.
That's a lot of hammers,
and
let me tell you.
The reason was, let me read the exact reason was, unsupported journal voucher adjustments. Which, like we said, they give you a bunch of word soup to confuse you, which basically means they cook the books. They don't have receipts for stuff they bought. They have missing links between where money went. They just, you know, go anywhere. But you're right, they didn't lose. Ray, you're right. They didn't lose anything. They gave it to their friends who build the stuff we need to go to war or whatever.
Private accountability office.
Contractors. So for those of you who, you know, if you're still on the fence or you got family members still on the fence, please look up the story or find the story of them losing $21 trillion in taxpayer money, which comes out to about $65,000 a piece. So if you think about it, since 98 to 2015, they've just been slowly taking your money. And I don't like taxes as much, but if I'm going to pay taxes, I don't want it to go and be lost, because 21 trillion is our national debt, which is pretty interesting.
Wow.
But
that is an interesting number.
Yeah, that story just broke, and I will say, if you look it up,
you know who broke it?
Mint Press News.
Okay.
Mint Press News, if you look them up. Well, I'll throw the link in there with the video so you can find it. But yeah, that's a big story, because accountability, we talk about all the time with blockchain businesses or Bitcoin businesses. Transparency is there. You can see it, people. With these companies, with government bureaucracies, you're kind of just at the mercy of who's running.
In the military, we call it waste, fraud, and abuse.
Yeah,
I would never. You say what?
Yeah, there's an accountability office.
All right, waste, fraud, and abuse. I would never forget. I was working at a unit in San Diego. I'm not gonna call out too much stuff, because you know they would slave me right back. People, I don't need them problems.
Yeah.
And it might have been an actual oversight, but I'll never forget. you know, we work with a lot of camera gear and all that stuff. You know, I did PR for the military people, so we got people, journalists, photographers, videographers. So we got all types of laptops, camera gears. Very expensive unit. Like, there's all types of money in there. And money might not, you know, all the time is not in weapons all the time. You know, it is in equipment. So we got all this equipment, and I remember one year, it was during sequestration. Actually, it was during sequestration and furloughs. And during the sequestration and furlough period, the Obama administration had literally every facet of the military get audited, except special forces, which is understandable. People like Navy SEALs and stuff, you're not about to go in there and audit them, all right? Like, they tell you they need 1 million grenades, give them 1 million grenades.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But everybody else in the military got audited. I remember when our office got audited, we were missing, I think, upwards of almost, I'm not, you know, don't quote me, but upwards of maybe almost $100,000 worth of equipment throughout the years. We hadn't been audited in so long. It was just like,
and then times that by how many years?
Oh my goodness, it was a mad scramble. It was crazy. Like, this is stuff to get people fired. So you're talking about $21 trillion. I want to see a head roll. Like, straight up, like,
this is crazy.
I want to see a head roll over there.
Yeah. So if somebody is calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme, just show them this article. Look at the real Ponzi scheme. They issue themselves money. They give you a nice trickle. They give you just enough money to go back to work, and that's how it goes for most people. So that's a great, you know, insight. Like I said, it took them 24 years to get approved to do the story. So that should tell you something right there. Why did it, you know, they've been trying to pursue it for 20-something years.
No, we can make this money back next year. Hold on. No, all right, give me one more year.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so what I will say, here's some news. I take it as almost as good news. I take it as good news. The SEC asked for 2 Bitcoin ETF applications to be withdrawn. They said that they needed the applications withdrawn because the Bitcoin derivative ETFs, they sent them a formal letter back saying that the SEC wasn't ready to handle the derivatives ETF at this time. They wanted to wait to see what happens with the market, to see if this is something real still, what's the value of it, X, Y, and Z. I take this as a positive because that means less regulation, at least for another 3 months. We're looking at least another quarter, possibly. I would say, actually, it's the government. That means no more heavy regulation until February, people, because December and January, I'm telling you now, when it comes to government, no work's about to get done. November only half the month because you got Thanksgiving, and then for some people, roll into winter break. So realistically speaking, I believe we won't get any new regulation until next year around February.
When Bitcoin's at like,
boom. When Bitcoin, exactly. You saw how I was about to roll into that. We didn't even talk about this yet, people.
Because if you, the winter, during the winter, usually, statistically, historically, Bitcoin always rises December, January. It's the anniversary of Bitcoin is January 3rd. People are buying gifts. Tax returns come in January and February. So a lot of times you see the price shoot up. I think last year it went from 700 to 1,000 in a day.
It did.
And you know, it dropped down a little bit, but we never saw 1,000 again, you know, after a couple weeks. So
right.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think that's really great news for us because right now the last thing we need is more regulation. I swear, just hearing the word makes me go crazy half the time. Because it's, I mean, I look at it for what it is. It is it's thieves. It's people stealing. So
absolutely, yeah.
T. Martin said I'm getting more vocals in my opinion. Oh,
hey,
you actually have no idea
on the low.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you don't really, yeah, I was gonna say you don't understand.
I gotta keep the business up. They do enough for both of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can just talk a little bit.
But so yeah, seriously, I think that's a good thing because by February, as Bitcoins, they said when the price is up, I'm targeting it by February around 6,800 with cliff highs reports as far and all the way up to maybe 7,500. But regardless, the price is going to be a lot higher than what it is now. And then they're going to try to come back in and re-regulate again, which is going to be perfect timing. Everybody should have their money up by then. Lawyers should be on lock. Everything should be good to go. So
passport.
Passports, wherever you need to go. So you got this 4-month heads up, everybody.
Yeah, true. And
then last bit of news, which I thought was just huge because once again, mainstream news media hasn't been reporting on it, but it is being swept under the rug, and that is Russia blast decision to extradite alleged Bitcoin money laundering. If you remember, we keep going back and talking about Alexander Vinnik, is that his name? Vinnik, yeah. Who was arrested late July, right before the August 1st fork or Bitcoin Cash fiasco, where the U.S., with the help of Greece authorities, arrested him. He's been in Greece, still under arrest. He's been wanting to go back to Russia, where they actually have him. They're charging him with lesser crimes, but still charging him with crimes as well. but the U.S. want them. I already pointed out, I don't know why the U.S. is meddling in that business unless we have something to do with the missing $4 billion plus worth of Bitcoin, which I'm sure, unfortunately, we do.
Hey, man, we be in it, man.
we in the mix. You know, the U.S. would jump in here first. So, so anyway, so it looks like Greece may be moving forward with extraditing him to the U.S., and Russia is pissed off. Now, you remember the last time this happened when he was first arrested before August 1st. I think it was 2 or 3 days before. Russia responded by, then the U.S. put sanctions on Russia, and Russia responded by kicking half of our embassy staff out of that foreign industry in Russia.
Jeffrey.
As well as I heard, it's like tell them to take the furniture too. They was like burning shit. I don't know.
Get out, you imbeciles. Yeah.
See, you're right. I am a little lucid. I ain't sleep last night. That might be it. But yeah, so they were, kicking the people out, moving furniture. So right now, I want to see what happens if he does get extradited back to the U.S. And if something big happens with the U.S.-Russia relations in that same time frame. It is no longer conspiracy people. We have pointed out what's going on. So we'll see though. So we'll see. He's still in Greece. I know he's pissed off, but
tell me about it. But the U.S. This isn't the first time. If I did a video about Kim.com's his new platform coming. Kim.com is famous for the U.S. trying to extradite him from New Zealand when they had nothing to do with his original site, the original Big Cash back in the day, which was Mega Upload, where you could upload files around the world. It was kind of the first decentralized way to move peer-to-peer. People that remember LimeWire and Napster and all that, his was the same, but it was for documents and other stuff as well. So when that happened and the hammer came down, New Zealand was like, all right, we don't have anything to do with it. But then the U.S. was like, yeah, you do. And then all of a sudden,
he's there.
Yeah.
Either you with us or you against us.
Which he's still fighting, but big ups to him. Don't think anything's going to go wrong. He's lawyered up all the way because he's been around since the 90s. He's seen, intrusion from governments. But yeah, it's not like it's something new we do. We're supposed to be the world police, which is what historically we've done. We show up whenever there's money to be made and somebody throw in jail. We'll be there.
So yeah, and then you know what? Just even with Kim.com, Finnick, anybody, the whole thing is if it moves technology at a speed in which the government isn't ready to catch up to, adopt to, whatever, or can control specifically, then yeah, they're gonna throw them in jail. And we already said, starting this off, people, there are people like Kim.com who are still in the place trying to seek asylum. There are people who are getting arrested. In Venezuela, they're killing people. Yeah. So I see all this news and people tell me they're thinking about selling. Sell to me then, because like,
give it to me.
If it's to the point they're extraditing people from different countries, they're killing people, they're imprisoning people, and all this negative stuff they're doing to people, all because we want to have a new type of technology that has less fees, it doesn't have any third-party intermediaries, and everything's trusted. You can go back and verify everything. That's the only technology we want. It's something to make the world better, but this is pissing governments off and bankers. So keep your eyes out. It's never a good time to sell.
Oh yeah, not at all. Sell me your sell it to me if you want it. But
other than that, who got the free Bitcoin last time? What is it?
Last time the free Bitcoin was Crypto Q.
Crypto Q in the house.
Yeah, appreciate the comment about UConn, saying he doesn't only want it at Yale. And like he said, I pitched it to my local community college back in North Carolina. They had no clue what I was talking about 2 years ago, and he said they have no clue now. So I'm not surprised. I just actually talked to a lady back in North Carolina about it again. They've heard of it at least now. But they still don't know what
Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was on the news, but whatever. But like the comment, it's a testament to how far we have to go. Because right now it's Yale, Duke, Princeton, Stanford, and a bunch of schools overseas that accept Bitcoin or that teach about Bitcoin. But it's very, very wide open for HBCUs, other PWIs, other private institutions. If they get on the Bitcoin train, hey, you never know what can happen. But thanks for that, Crypto Q.
Well, once again, in some of the schools you named, these are like the top-notch institutions. Once again, it's almost to the point we talked about this before. Like, our bankers in the wrong because people don't want to listen. They want to be hard-headed. So our bankers in the wrong for doing what they do. It's the same thing when I look at these schools. It's like, all right, the top schools in the nation are adopting this. Yet the public schools and all the intermediate schools and smaller schools are not. It's like,
dinosaurs.
Have you ever beat Yale in any testing? So if Yale's doing it, I think it'll make good sense for that school to start doing it as well.
MIT was
MIT got the research. Yeah, they got the whole. Cambridge did the what you call it on. So once again, if you're somewhere near a school, just ask them, are they smarter than the people at MIT and Yale? And because if they are, maybe they need to be working on the blockchain tech. But if they're not, they need to adopt it. Absolutely. And you need to push for it to be adopted so you won't get left behind the curve.
Absolutely.
Free Bitcoin Day. What are we doing?
All right. So for today, we send. What do you think happened with the 21 trillion? And what do you think is going to happen going forward? 21 trillion again was lost from the Department of Defense and HUD. So thanks to that Q. So comment with what you think happened with the $21 trillion and what's going to happen from this point forward now that the report is out. Put your public address and we'll choose a winner or two winners, and we'll send that free Bitcoin to you. So make sure the public address is correct and we'll go from there.
All right, people, you heard it. That's what you need to do for the free Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll be back again around the same time. That's 10-ish, people.
10-ish.
Until then, you can follow us at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Still haven't updated Instagram. But good news, the cybersecurity article is finished, and my cybersecurity expert is looking over it. I just saw a text from him while we were talking. He's probably going to be like, give me a day or two. Is he watching? I'm not sure he's watching. But as soon as he gives me that article back, I'm going to go ahead and publish it, people. It is a really, I'm telling you, it's kind of long. It's not kind of as long, but it's needed. And I literally put all the things that we use in it as well for cybersecurity and stuff. So I put the price for a couple of them and links, and I'm not getting no affiliate marketing, even though I should. If this thing blows up, I'm going to want my money. But other than that, I'll make sure I get that out.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching, people. Have a good one till tomorrow. I go live.